Hello and welcome to the show. I am Joe Tophat. Well, as promised, I would like to show you my free laptops I've had over the years. So without further ado, let's begin. I first got this laptop when I went to a vocational high school during my junior and senior year. The place had been disparagingly called the Dropout Center, but I like to tell you, everybody I met there was very hard working. In fact, some were more dedicated to their studies than the people at my old high school. Yeah, this is the very first one I got, and you could see how thick it is. That's the way laptops were in those days. This was an IBM ThinkPad. It, it was a good laptop for its day. It did the work it needed to do. I studied graphic art at this vocational school, and this had like Photoshop, Illustrator, and whatnot. So I'll like to open it up. Yeah, it has fasteners right here, and I need both hands, and I can't hold the camera and open this up at the same time, so just give me a minute. So as you can see, it's opened up, and these days, instead of having a little pad that you run your finger through to act as a mouse, you have like this ball right here. Yeah, I don't miss this at all because it really wears on your finger after a while. The funny thing about this laptop right here is that during my senior year, when I would try to send an email to, say, my instructor, we call them instructors instead of teachers, it would pop up a message that said, "This has performed an illegal activity and will be shut down." I have no idea why it popped up. I showed it to everybody from my instructor, a classmate, and this school had a shop that repaired these laptops called Snap. I would take it to Snap, and they promised they could fix it, but every time I got it back, I had the same problem. It drove me nuts, and I used up a lot of hall passes to try to get it fixed, but this shop never once fixed it. And I had only so many passes I could use per quarter, so I basically had to say screw it. And as I said, a classmate of mine tried to fix it, but he couldn't. And, well, I had to live with it for the rest of the year. And on the side right here, you would put in like a floppy, no, not a floppy disk, a little, how to describe it. It's a thing you use to get access to the internet, and I had to turn it in at the end of the school year. It only worked when you were at the school. It never worked when you were at home. The school gave us an option that when you graduate, you could purchase this laptop for $5. So, as you could see, that's what I did. And at the time I purchased this laptop was 5 years old. So, it was an old laptop. In a way, I kind of regret getting it because I didn't really have much use for it afterwards. And it doesn't even work here. I'll try to turn it on. Well, yeah, it has to be plugged up, but I don't really want to do that because it would just pop up, it ain't working. But can't complain, it did what it needed to do. Now on to my next laptop. And this is my 2011 MacBook Pro. I know in my updated video I did back in February I said it was a 2012, but that was just me misspeaking. I tend to do that when I have to go off the top of my head without a prepared script. But, well, back when I was at this vocational school, it was the first time I was exposed to Macs. And they say once you go Mac, you can never go back. I went out and purchased this back in 2011 for $2,000. Quite a price jump compared to the $5 I spent for my previous laptop. But, as I said, it was 5 years old. Yeah, it's rather thick, but that was kind of typical. Has all the plugins I needed. Yeah, this is the laptop I used to edit these videos. It's also the laptop I used to type up the scripts for these videos. Well, I'll lift it open. Yep. It's quite a big upgrade. Could do this instead of that little ball thing right there. It was earlier this year I was uploading my Peanuts video to be edited when I got, let's see, turn it on. Come on. I guess it's completely dead now. Oh well. Well, anyway, a white screen popped up with a green apple, and I did as much research as I could, and it was basically a kiss of death. I took it to a local repair shop in my neighborhood, and the guy told me it would cost roughly $700 to repair, and they couldn't guarantee it would stay repaired within a week. And I asked around the different shops, and they basically said the same thing. So it wasn't worth it to try to repair it. Yeah, I love this thing to death, but well, it happens sometimes. For a while, I looked around different places for a new Mac, but I found them all to be disappointing. They all were very thin, and they didn't even include these jacks right here that I would need. Because I'm always using an SD card, always using a flash drive, and I'm always using the headphones. Like, the disk drive right here I could live without, because other than uploading my software, I never really used it. Mac has this things where you have to buy all these accessories that can cost a few $100s more. And even if I had $2,000 to spend on another laptop, there was no way I was paying that kind of money and not get these. So I basically did some looking around, and that's where I led to my latest laptop, the Acer. I know I said earlier once you go Mac you can never go back, but because Macs suck right now, I had to go back to PC. This is a top seller from Amazon, and it cost about $560. Quite a discount compared to the $2,000 Mac. And as I said in my updated video, it was hard to save up money to buy this because of what was going on. Yeah, this has like the jacks I needed. And plus, unlike a lot of modern laptops, it actually has where you can put a disk in. Quite useful for downloading software. I prefer to have a disk. Now, for my Mac, the software I used to edit the videos was iMovie, the one that came with the laptop when I bought it. For this one, I use Adobe Premiere. That's what I use to edit this video and the previous videos and all videos that come after this. This baby is really good laptop. I'm not disappointed in it in the least bit. But the only downside to this is that it's not as sturdy as the Mac. Because trying to open this up, I would need to use two hands because I'm afraid I would crack this, and since I just got it, well, I'm sure you guys can understand, but I'll open it up. Yep, it's quite a beauty, isn't it? It does exactly what I needed to do, and in a way, I'm kind of glad the Mac died because I had been wanting to purchase more updated software to do more fancy stuff with these videos, and I'm still learning how to use it because iMovie just has like the basics of video editing, and it worked for me because these videos are not meant to be fancy, but I had been wanting to do more stuff with them. I don't have anything off the top of my head I want to do, but I kind of would like to make these videos look a little more fancy, maybe a little more professional. Yeah, this was worth the purchase. And the thing about my Mac is that it had like a 7-hour battery charge, and it would only stay charged up for an hour after a while. And when I went to get it replaced, it would have cost me like over $100 to do so, and I found it was cheaper and more convenient to just keep it plugged up at all times. This laptop has like a 12-hour battery charge, and I've had no complaints with it. So these were the laptops I've had over the years, and I'm sure I'm going to have more. But, right now I just have the 3. I don't know why I'm keeping the other 2. I'm kind of pack rat that way. Thanks for watching. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think, and don't forget to like and subscribe. See you later.